107.5 The Game Podcasting is sponsored by Modern Exterminating, a family-oriented company. Professional, honest, and dependable pest control solutions. We're your one-stop shop for all pests.
News coming out of Knoxville, Tennessee. It would appear Joey Aguilar is on the way to becoming the Week 1 starter in what has been a chaotic, I don't know if that's the best word to describe it, but it at least paints the picture of what the offseason just at the quarterback spot's been like for Tennessee coming off of their first ever playoff appearance last year.
Yeah, so like you said, and a lot of this stems from Pete Nakos of On3, who put out a story yesterday saying at this point, it seems to be Aguilar that is trending towards earning the starting nod for Tennessee when the Vols, of course, are in Atlanta. Not on that Sunday when South Carolina is there, but the day before they'll be playing against Syracuse in Atlanta on that Saturday, 16 days from now. And look, I think we all kind of thought Aguilar would be the guy. Now, we didn't think it'd be this way when it came to how the path to him starting got here, because again, Nico Imilvalava was the guy that we thought would be the starter, and then everything happened with him this spring. And you bring in Aguilar from App State, who did transfer to UCLA, 3,000 yards passing last year, 23 touchdowns, 14 interceptions, most experience of the guys in that room. But it's also Jake Merklinger, another guy that is a freshman that is competing in that role as well. Both those guys have gotten first-team reps for most of fall camp. But Pete did point out it was George McIntyre who really did impress at last weekend's scrimmage for the Vols, but he did say that the odds of a guy like him as a true freshman starting are very low.
Did you see the new deal that Tennessee has inked with Adidas for 2026?
I did. This is fascinating what's going on here. And you look at it, Adidas was the old sponsor of Tennessee back in the early 2010s, but this is an opportunity that I think Tennessee really couldn't have passed up. And you think about it, it's like, why would you leave Nike? Well, when you see how much money that Tennessee could potentially make here with Adidas, it's easy to see why.
Yeah, so it's a 10-year, $100 million deal, which, of course, equates out to $10 million a year for the school. Jack, I do have to ask, are you familiar with the name Rush Propst?
Not particularly. I heard about what we'll get into yesterday, but I didn't know too much about him before the news came out.
Being from the state of Georgia, this guy is a headline machine, and it's a story that I've been following for years. There's a really good article that ESPN did years ago about the intimate details of his coaching career up to that point, which I think was around 2019 or 2020, but a lot's transpired since then. So for those that don't know, and you would have been too young for this, there used to be a show on MTV called Two-A-Days, which focused on Hoover High School in Hoover, Alabama, which was a powerhouse football program. Rush Propst was the head coach, and it was a reality show basically about the football team. And Rush Propst was this, hard-nosed, cheer your butt out type of coach that won a lot, right? Very successful in the state of Alabama. Well, in the years since the show came out, he's gotten into a lot of trouble. While at Hoover High School, it was discovered that he had a second family where he had been having an affair, and his mistress gave birth to a child. He would then leave his first family for the mistress and that second family, which caused all kinds of a firestorm. He had to leave the state of Alabama, went to go coaching in South Georgia at Colquitt County, where he got into controversy there and got into trouble. Then went to Valdosta, where he got into more trouble. And for the past couple of years, he's been laying a little bit low. But here's the thing. For somebody that's as successful as he's been, and he's won, 7 state championships between Alabama and Georgia, and 1 national championship back in 2015. This past, 2 seasons ago, he was a associate coach at Coosa Christian School in Alabama, and was a head coach last year at Pell City. Well, Coosa Christian's head coach has gotten suspended for the upcoming season. So who did they call? They called old Rush Propst to come in and take over as the interim coach for the upcoming year. A guy that at every stop that he has either gets himself in trouble to where he has to resign, gets the school in trouble with some kind of sanctions, or something to that degree. I can't wait to see what transpires at Coosa Christian this upcoming year.